Hello, I'm Bill Wasch. Did you know that if you are 62 or older, you can go to college for free in Connecticut? On this edition of Seniors Living a Quality Life, we will talk with 4 older adults taking classes in everything from sculpture to computers, all for free. We will also get to know several grandparents in Connecticut who are raising their grandchildren. It's hard to imagine having the energy to raise your grandchildren, but that's just what these grandparents have chosen to do. And finally, you're not going to find many people starting a filmmaking career in their golden years, but we'll meet one energetic senior doing just that in New Haven. All up next on Seniors Living a Quality Life.
I first went back to college because I had never been to college before. My father died when I was 10 years old, and I had a younger brother, so I didn't get to go to college when I was young. So this was a new experience for me, and since Connecticut has free college, I took advantage of it.
The General Assembly provided many years ago an opportunity for senior citizens to enroll in credit programs on a space available basis. So what we do is we hold a special registration session for seniors after the regular registration session, identifying what seats are still available and then allowing seniors to register for those courses without paying tuition. Their tuition is waived. And seniors are defined as persons at age 62 or over.
Well, at Gateway, there's no charge at all except for your books. So it was really very inexpensive. I started out auditing classes, and I was going all over the place. I was taking anything that I was interested in. And when I finally decided to go for the degree, then that sort of streamlined my program. I graduated just the day before my 81st birthday, on May 29th, and I never expected to graduate from any college, so it was quite a thrill.
The 12 Connecticut community colleges have actually somewhere each semester of probably around 1,200 to 1,500 students statewide that are in quote senior citizens that attend community colleges taking credit courses. And that same provision is available for senior citizens at the University of Connecticut as well as the Connecticut State University and its 4 universities, Eastern, Western, Southern, and Central.
And once I started, I got a real thirst for knowledge, and I wanted to learn more and more. I think I will go as long as I can get on and off of a bus. I'm going to work towards a liberal studies degree at Southern, and that means that you can pick 2 or 3 minors. So my minors are going to be studio art, mathematics, and computer science. I like to be with young people, and this gives me an opportunity to be on a level with them and doing something interesting that they're doing too. And the teachers like to have older people in the class because they say it makes the students work harder.
It's just so admirable that she takes the bus, gets here so early, gets the work done, and is ready to go. Sometimes the seniors just like to be around young people, and so that they feel like they're more in touch with what's going on, and so it creates a great dynamic of sharing, of not only of the course material, but of just other experiences.
That duck must have been hard to do. I avoided him. It's very good for your brain to exercise it as much as exercising your body, and going to school certainly does that. I really feel that I am young for my age because I go to school and am with the young people and learning things. It's something that really gives another dimension to your life.
And bringing that mix, that diversity into a college classroom makes for a marvelous experience for all of the students that are involved. So they just provide a wonderful asset to our campuses.
I'm 81 years old today. I'm taking these classes because at the end of my career as an engineer, in retirement, I decided to resume my art interest after my obligation to my family were completed. It gives me the background and confidence that if I'm going to help someone in the field, at least I know what I'm talking about, and at least I can guide them and have the perspective to point out what's important and the path they can follow, because not all students have families that can guide them. This is a model of a man that I wanted to represent a working man, someone that can carry a full load and be able to sustain life even when things are going bad. In having a conversation with these younger people, it sort of gives me a perspective that what I'm doing here has a purpose and is useful to us as a whole.
Many seniors select the program or course that they're going to take based on their own interest. Capital Community College, the senior group there started many years ago with seniors that had a common interest. Their interest was art and art history.
Well, I was at a dinner party, and a friend, John Allen, mentioned that he was coming here, Capital Community College, and he was taking a photography course. And I thought, wow, you know, and he was so enthusiastic about it that I said, do you have a catalog? And he said, sure, I've got a catalog. He gave me the catalog, and I'm going through the catalog, and nothing was of interest until I got to art, which I had done 50 years ago and hadn't drawn anything since. And I thought, why not? Let's give it a shot. So I enrolled. Here I am. And one of the reasons I came here to take the art was I wanted to leave drawings to my grandchildren. We have 12 grandchildren. And I thought if I could just do 12, no more, you know, just 12, and leave them so they'd have them. I didn't know if I could do this or not, and I surprised myself. I'm able to still draw, you know, so I'm happy. I came for the art.
You can draw very well.
But I also got friendships with a lot of inner-city youth, which I didn't expect. I didn't know what to expect when I came here.
I started out with the Etch-a-Sketch.
Oh, Etch-a-Sketch, sure.
That was my, specialized in that, I suppose.
What are you specializing in here? What's your goal?
I can't wait for the abstract part of it to come about.
Oh, yeah, okay. And what I learned is that these students work very hard. They're here to better themselves. They all, every single one, had a job outside the school in order to pay for their schooling. And it was just impressed me, because that's how I went to college. I live about 9 miles west of Hartford, and I take Asylum Avenue in rather than the highway and just drive right into downtown Hartford. Very simple. And then I park in the Morgan Street garage, which is right behind the school. But it's very easy to get to, no problems. And my coming here was tuition free. There was no cost to me. You know, it seems insane that there aren't more seniors here.
In addition to the legislation that provides for senior citizen waivers, the legislature also provides a waiver for veterans. They actually can enroll at any point in a college credit course, and their tuition is waived. It's not on a space available basis, and there's no age requirements for veterans.
I retired last August, and had to think about what I wanted to do. And luckily, I have the gift of the state of Connecticut to pay my tuition as a veteran. I am going back to school because of the financial difficulties I'm having and so many seniors are having. I've experienced a severe depletion in my 401k. It's so severe that I cannot afford to retire. And of course, health insurance is now an issue for me. That's why I would very much like to get into teaching. That's going to take me a while, but until then, I want to pursue this interest I have in journalism. Well, if I wasn't able to come to class, if I couldn't afford it or had a job that precluded that possibility, I would probably have to do something that I don't enjoy, and I would find that very unrewarding, and I would find it depressing. It would be a dead end for me, and seniors should not be facing dead ends. They should be facing open doors. Being a senior is exciting, and I find school very exciting. I find learning very exciting. I love to go to school. I could go to school the rest of my life.
Up next, we'll see how some Connecticut grandparents are managing to raise their grandchildren.
There's a growing phenomena in our state as well as the country in terms of older people taking over responsibility of their grandchildren, either on an informal basis or a formal custody basis. Due to a large number of different reasons, their own children are unable to take care of their children, and these grandparents have taken over that responsibility and do so gladly, but at some expense in terms of their own ability to either afford taking care of these children, and in other cases just the mental kind of responsibility and anguish that you go through with having to take care of young children.
I'm glad y'all had a good first day. So is this what the schedule going to be like all week?
There are 52,000 children being raised by grandparents and other relatives in Connecticut. Grandparents who are raising their grandchildren have a lot of resources available to them in the state. One of them is the GAPS network, and GAPS stands for Grandparents as Parent Support. And it's a network of professionals and also grandparents who get together to discuss resources. So they're available to answer the questions of what should I do about getting legal guardianship of my grandchild? How do I get health insurance for my grandchild? What kind of financial assistance is available to me if I'm raising my grandchild on a fixed income?
Our services don't necessarily have any type of restriction on income. The socioeconomic backgrounds of families, ethnicity, or where they live in throughout the state really doesn't matter. We're really just looking to provide that support, that emotional support to families.
I want to say there's a lot of us they're heroes. There are seniors that are doing this, 60, 70, 80-year-old people that are doing this, you know, that are raising their great-grands, their great-nieces and nephews, where there was no way they thought that they were going to be doing this.
Their lives changed tremendously when they received custody. We're talking about families who may have already retired, and now they're living on a fixed income. And all of a sudden there's a knock on the door that you need to take in these grandchildren or they're going to be put up for foster care. And in a quick instant, they're making that change in their lives to say, okay, I want the grandchildren to come in with me.
I have Taylor since she was born, and that was quite a surprise since I did not plan on this. I had no idea she was coming with me. There were some problems. The parents had major problems at the time, and I was asked, could I take her? So there I was, wow, how can I do this? How can I take a child after not having had children for such a long time?
I thought that I probably would be just the grandparent of being able to spoil them and send them home when it came time to, but not realizing that I would be actually raising my grandchildren. We've been raising them, my husband and myself, ever since they've been babies. They're all girls. One is 11, one is 9, and one is 5. And plus I also now have a 15-and-a-half-year-old son. We had to make room for him because he needed a room by himself. So it's been a road of hard times at first because I thought I was the only one that was doing this. I thought I was the only one that was actually home taking care of grandchildren. I had to stop work and I had to stay home. And when we got them, they were babies. And it just did a whole complete turn, basically even for the whole household.
Well, there were some great effects in regards to relationships. My friends, overall, all my friends are about the same age as I am. They don't have any small children. They I was with a baby, with a small child, and I couldn't go anywhere. I was stuck home. Forget dating, that was complete out of the question. So it was very, very hard. Yeah, I felt isolated at the time. I felt a little bit like an outcast almost, you know, very different.
You know, you look forward to, you know, the youngest one getting grown and getting out on his own so that we can actually have some time to ourselves, but, you know, we're starting over. To be honest with you, I wouldn't have it any other way, you know. I don't think they'd get the type of life that we're able to give them anyplace else. You know, I work nights now to accommodate this situation, you know. So some days it's all right, but then some days it's pretty rough, you know. Some days pretty rough.
Yeah, one of the things I worry sometimes about, especially getting older, I worry sometimes what if something would happen to me? You know, what would happen to her?
It's been tough knowing what steps to make within getting custody of these children. When we first received them, we didn't know about a lot of the different services that was available. The different agencies that I've been able to, that has come to our support group, has come in, and I've been being taught these things. And I would really like to say, or can recommend, that if you can get involved into a support group, when you're taking care of these children, by all means do that. And once you do that, it will help, because that's what's helped us.
If grandparents or relative caregivers are looking for a support group in their area, they can call the GAPS Network, and the GAPS Network has a listing of all support groups that are available throughout the state of Connecticut. One of the support groups in New Haven is called Grandparents on the Move, which is through the New Haven Public School System, their social development department.
We've got a pretty wide range of grandparents. They're from all different walks of life, all different backgrounds, all different educational and economic backgrounds. They're just a good group of people. They're excellent. They're wonderful.
This group meets on a monthly basis, and on a yearly basis, they'll have a luncheon to recognize certain grandparents and the work that they have done or accomplishments that they have made throughout the year.
These grandparents are raising their grandchildren. It's not a 9-to-5 job. It's 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Today's event was to honor their endurance, their diligence.
It's good to know that you're not alone.
Exactly.
You're not the only one going through.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Because you'd be surprised at how many families are actually going through what we're going through. Come on, get in the car, sweetie. Okay.
I found an article in the newspaper, the Hartford Courant, talking about a support group from the Salvation Army. So I figured, what the hey, I'm going to try it, and I called them up and asked what time their next meeting was, and I went there. I felt very much at home. It was great hearing other grandparents going through the same trials and tribulations as I was. What is it you always forget? And I say, you've got to... There are a lot of benefits having Taylor around. You know, one thing, she keeps me young, and she is a very lovable child, very loving and caring. So that's wonderful when you get that. Especially like she spends half the night in my bed. She goes to bed in her bed, but then during the night she comes in my room every night. It's just the way she is, and it's nice when she wakes up in the morning and I hear this, "Oma, I love you." It's nice. Yeah.
There's so many things that we've learned from having these children than I did with my other children. If we didn't have them, you know, we wouldn't have known. You forget about your age at times, you know, you forget about, okay, I am this old, you know, like, even like today, sitting in the swing, you know, it was like, I haven't been in a swing in a while, you know. But just being able to do those kind of things. See, watch Grandma. Push your legs out. Pull them back. Push your legs out. Pull them back. All right, I'll help you.
Your senior years can be a great time to explore interests you may never have had time to try. We'll see how one New Haven senior is pursuing his passion for filmmaking.
Everyone will be looking up over here, and action.
This film is one that I wrote about 3 years ago, and its name is Measles. I have no idea what it's about. I have no clue what it's about. I'm hoping that somebody will figure it out when they get to see it. But I'm the writer and I guess the executive producer. I started out life in New Haven as a lawyer, and I practiced here for about 30 years with a firm here. And I decided that if I had some time left, I'd like to devote it to some of my avocations, one of which is art. I still have about 3 clients, and so about 30% or 40% of my time is spent still practicing law for them. And the rest of the time I mostly devote to projects that I'm interested in. I have a nonprofit company called the Partnership for Connecticut Cities. One of the projects is to start a business for homeless agencies here. The other project we're doing now, the big one, is we're doing a book, about a 200-page book about the notable artists that have practiced and lived in the New Haven area over the last 50 years. The proceeds are going to the Arts Council of Greater New Haven, and so it's a nice project. This is Richard Benson, who's Dean of the Art School now, is a really wonderful photographer. Bernie Chait on the faculty at Yale, painter, wonderful. This is Sheila de Bretteville, who was one of the great American graphic designers. I'm interested in writing of all types, and I've done photography, and I've written poetry. I produced a book and published a book. I didn't publish it, was published for me, of poetry and photographs that I did. It was set in Martha's Vineyard. It was called Vineyard Passages. It's a nice book. I liked it very much. I'm very happy about it. And the other interest I have is playwriting. I've had 2 or 3 plays produced way off Broadway. I mean, a long way from Broadway. I mean, you can't even see Broadway from where I had these things done. But anyway, the good friends of mine have been nice enough to produce some of my plays, and it's been wonderful. And then I have been interested in writing short stories and also short plays. And this is the movie that we're filming downstairs. This is my second film. The first one was Tuesday, that was also based on a play.
Yes? Will there be anything else? Well, Glenn, we may want a little coffee. I'll just ask her if she does. Sir. Yes? Her? Yes, I was just going to ask her if she wanted some coffee. Sir. What? You're alone, sir.
I guess that was probably about 2 or 3 years ago. I got into 6 festivals, which was nice, including Los Angeles and New York, which I was very happy about. And then this one that we're shooting downstairs here is called Measles, my second one, which will be maybe a 15-minute movie, maybe a little longer. And it'll be shot in the church here and in my house and 2 or 3 other locations in New Haven, the train station. So it's great fun. And there's nothing as much fun as making little short films. I mean, to have something come from a piece of paper that you've extracted from a computer someplace, and all of a sudden see real live people doing it, you know, and paying attention to it and trying the best they can to create art out of it, which is difficult in this case, but we've got some people who may be able to do it downstairs, is an extraordinary thing. It's wonderful. That's a great look. Isn't that a great look? Oh, yeah, it really is. Good for you. It's fun, it's play, it's an avocation, it's something I'm interested in, and that I didn't have time to do when I was in full-time practice. So I'm delighted with this kind of stuff, and there's always new challenges. I don't know what the future holds. I mean, I'm happy to have the future be just what it is right now. I mean, if I continue to do what I'm doing now for the rest of my life, I'll be delighted.
Join us next time as we explore some of the unique ways that Connecticut seniors are volunteering their time and talents to better their communities. We'll also learn more about how to protect ourselves against telemarketing scams. All next time on Seniors Living a Quality Life.
And standing by for makeup, and roll tape. And action.
Join us next time as we learn what it takes to participate in the Connecticut Senior Games. And we'll find out from experts how we can better prevent falls. All next time on Seniors Living a Quality Life.
Okay, so we'll do it again with better prevent falls.
Okay, we'll get that one right.
Yeah. Okay, and stand by. And
See this really light thing right by that bowl?
Where'd that go? That's just the side, that doesn't really bother me. Okay, and action.
Join us next time as we learn what it takes to participate in the Connecticut Senior Games. And we'll find out from experts how we can better prevent falls. All next time on Seniors Living a Quality Life.
And cut. Okay, let's just have you say that last line a couple times.
Well, that got a little...
How we can better prevent falls.
Oh yeah, that's right. And we'll find out from experts how we can better prevent falls.
Okay, just do it a couple times.
And we'll find out from experts how we can better prevent falls.
Great.
Yeah,
okay, you got it.
That's the right way to do it.
Okay, and let's stand by.
Okay.
And action.
Seniors Living a Quality Life was made possible by the generous contribution of our presenting sponsor, Masonacare, with additional support from Qualidime, Kearns & Kearns of West Hartford, and the Hartford Foundation for Public Giving.
A production of CPTV Connecticut.